Welcome back.
To Marriage Beyond the Veil. Well, I was speaking with someone, and they're going through a really rough patch in their marriage, and they were inquiring, when to throw in the towel. Well, and I had to, go back to the vows.
Hmm.
And so when
You don't throw in the towel, you throw in the vows.
throw in the vows, okay. So was this a Christian marriage? This was a Christian marriage, okay. And so
You say was, past tense.
well, is a Christian marriage.
Okay.
Thank you. And so it's a Christian marriage. So first, when you do your vows in a Christian marriage, it's to one another, but it's to God first, right? So I said to this person, I said, well, you have to talk to God about this first. I said, you can't make the decision without first consulting God. And so I was just curious, what other wise counsel would you give a couple that's going through this in this moment, besides telling them to pray and
well, there is no standard answer. There's no blanket counsel. The reality is this: you have to ask yourself, what commitment did you really make,
yeah.
and to whom,
Mm-hmm.
and for what?
Mm-hmm.
What commitment, to whom, for what? The unfortunate thing is, in relationships, there is always opportunities for things not to work out the way one plans or to. And it is the commitment that you make when you take those vows that should be the foundation that you do everything from. And so I would always go back to 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter.
Mm-hmm.
What is love? What does love do? What doesn't it do?
What doesn't it do? Mm-hmm.
And ask yourself, am I operating from love? Because 1 Corinthians 13th chapter makes it very clear. Love always protects. It always trusts. It always hopes. It always perseveres. Love never fails. So, are we operating from love? And if not, why not?
And it's really challenging because, these are right now two very hurt individuals. And I believe, like Fred said, go back to that chapter and review what love is. And first, I always say, look at yourself in the mirror.
What did I do?
Yeah.
What didn't I do?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because even if one believes I've done everything right, in a relationship, when things are not what you hope they would be, or not the way that you like, what is your ownership in that?
Yeah.
Because everybody has an ownership when you're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And what do I mean by that? What do you take ownership for that you didn't prior to the I do's?
Right. That's true.
It has to go back that far.
Mm-hmm.
What did I do? What did I miss? What did I mean, relationships don't just happen, or they shouldn't. And so, each step of the way, before you became an us, there had to be some choices.
Yeah.
Before you even met, there had to be some choices. After you met, after you became an us, prior to becoming a wedded us.
Yes,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Becoming a we.
A we.
So there's always much to assess, much to look at. But for me, it's always going to get back to, okay, do I love you? Am I operating from love? And if that's the case, what is love? What does love do? What doesn't love do? 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter. Read read it, embrace it, live it. And as Gail shared, go to God and get your direction. So, until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.
Have a good evening.